Welcome, everybody, to the Breachers VRML. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and today we are diving into the top tier of the VRML, the Breachers VRML. It's Aspect versus Ignite, 2 teams battling for that #1 spot overall, battling up against Acer in that #1 spot, but both of these squads have lost to Acer, and both of them performing pretty well so far in this regular season. Aspect 6-2, Ignite 6-5-1. Ignite in particular really trying to climb the ladder in the back half of this season, and so this match for them against Aspect going to be an important one. It's going to really establish them up into that top 7, potentially top 6 area where they're going to be more comfortable going into these final weeks of the season, knowing that they at least have a little bit of push, a little bit of cushion in that ranking, where if they go down or up a little bit, they'll be still in the top 7. It's a big game for them. They don't want to be losing here and getting knocked out of the top 7 either. And so today is an exciting matchup between 2 top teams playing in the VRML. It's season 2. There's tickets on the line to VRML Con in 2024, and if you don't know about it yet, you should. It's in-game advertised several times, but VRML Con happening July 20th and 21st. You can buy your tickets right now by going to vrml.com/VRMLCon. We'll have all the details, tickets, links to all the things you need, schedules, everything. All the FAQ. We just updated the website, or it will be updated soon if it hasn't gone out today yet. So keep the eyes peeled on that if you want more information about the VRML Con event. But get ready, because it is going to be an incredibly hype weekend filled with, not just esports, but also booths and demos and a whole bunch of other stuff at the convention hall. Exclusive merch, exclusive potential in-game skins, stuff like that. Okay, I'm not going to get too... Okay, 2,000 in giveaway from HyperX. It's a big deal. And ultimately, it's what these teams are going to be competing for at the end of the season, to be flown out live to that convention, to play on that stage in their North American finals. So Aspect and Ignite, a lot on the line in these late weeks. And as I've said enough, they've been really patiently waiting. So I do have to give them the go-ahead, as they are ready, and we are ready for our first map of the day between these 2 squads. It is going to take us right on over to Hideout. And what do the stats say for us on Hideout? That's the big question. Let's take a look at both squads, Aspect and Ignite. A 50% win rate coming in from Aspect on this map, and a 30% win rate coming out from Ignite on this map. Seems to me to be the tactical pick coming in here from Aspect this afternoon. And I do think that with this new update, we may have a few things. Number 1, let's reset the scores, because this is a fresh series. Number 2, the API won't be working, so you're not going to see the mini maps this afternoon. But I'm hopeful that this new update has fixed some of the spectator issues we were running into with name tags. We'll have to see, of course, if that's the case, and if we are running into that issue again, we'll be sure to notify you. But that's all a little too behind the scenes. And quite frankly, we're more interested and invested in this first map between Aspect and Ignite. It is on Hideout, and again, it really feels like Aspect have the advantage here for looking at the stats. It's not a map that Ignite are comfortable on, and Aspect starting on the defense. It does give Ignite a chance to set the pace. They want to get aggressive early in this series, but for now, they are taking their time on the outside of B. Taking too much time can result in a little bit of aggression coming in from the side of Aspect. They're not ones to linger, as a frag does come out on defense, but doesn't catch anybody out, and so everyone on Ignite is full HP and ready to push in. Foam on B site. First engagement there, Gizmo. Opening up, and Iblane scooping up 1. Just the first one. Oh, there's Gizmo swinging around through the flank unbroken. Worried about the pinch. Challenges Gizmo, but that's a double. And a huge round with Solo hitting that flank on the top. And a impressive opener for Aspect on defense. Only allowing no kills to come through on that round, actually, from Ignite. I guess they had some low HP players there, but ultimately no one going down, so pretty clean defense. Ignite running into a bit of a wall there. But just the pistol set. And we have seen teams not necessarily excel in their pistol rounds, but come back in the later ones once they can get their hands on the equipment that they need, like a rifle. Batman, interestingly, investing into an Omen. Curious to see. Oh no, they baited me with that buy, and then vendored it quickly. Thought I saw it in their arsenal for a second, but no. Gets sold back, and everyone's sticking with pistols. No one going crazy on Ignite. The Omen would be a very risky buy. You'd be needing to get several kills to justify the pickup of it, but another way into the action we go with iBlame holding down the garage and giving away their position initially. I do wonder if that drone caught out Uncle Ron tucked in tight as Gizmo catches two with a nade toss from outside the window. Huge play there as Unbroken exchanges in some fire with iBlame over the middle and Uncle Ron holding down garage. Robin needs another drone out there to figure out how this garage defense is set up, and it is Hardy. Gizmo's getting aggressive, pushes out and catches the ankles of Batman. Knows that someone's flying that drone, and so they're trying to catch Robin. Shots are coming in from Faded through the wood there. Almost catching Robin, but they're not quite close enough, and Robin does try to push it on Gizmo. Catches one. The nade on the back end forces the rest of the team back, so Faded doesn't extend in, and Ignite with a trio right now, doing well of fending off this over-aggression from Aspect. And we do still have the bug with nameplates on the bottom. Sad to say. So do be aware that your nameplate, or the nameplates above the players are accurate. Health above the players are accurate. What you see on camera is accurate, but when we go into first person and when you're looking at the tags on the bottom left and right, it is not accurate. You're seeing 3 dead on Ignite there, but when we go into the, you'll see there's 1 dead Gizmo on Aspect and 2 dead on Ignite. So an odd visual bug that we'll have to deal with throughout this series. I'll also be in charge of actively updating scores, so sometimes if the total map score doesn't update fast enough, that's me lagging. But a little peeling back of the onion for you as this trio from Ignite looks to make their way in. Maybe onto a rotation to A site seems to be the play. Solo is thinking about getting a piece of the action there. Has the rifle in hand and getting pretty aggressive for that rifle. If they go down in that doorway, could be very bad news for that defense with the rifle getting scooped up. Not the case yet, though, and everyone pretty dang low on Ignite. Foam comes down, Solo pings that, audio cue, and it opens up a site. That wall blocker is kind of the thorn in the side of this ultimate pinch, and there's 2. Batman scoops up 1 through the table. They'll go down from Uncle Ron over the long side, and here comes the flank from Uncle Ron on the back end. Unbroken is at risk as Robin gets scooped up, and the whole team collapses in. Good teamwork from the Aspect squad to get themselves a solid round W and go up 2-0 in the series early on their defensive set. Ignite doing putting a nice effort in there on the rotation, but a exciting opener here, to say the least, and we now go into our first full buy round. You can see there it said Robin, but it's actually raised. So again, reminder that the nameplates are a little off, but we'll essentially be flying around for the most part today. to avoid that confusion. But let's see what we get as we dive into round number 3 here. First full buy round from Ignite, and they open things up with a 1-for-1. Gizmo, good work there with the drone pushing forward and ultimately the pinch, but Gizmo getting very aggressive, pushing up like that to catch the kill. And Nate comes in, but doesn't catch anyone out, and the smoke coming in here from Faded to allow them on the rotation. Their position did get pinged. A nade comes through, but with all the cover here, Faded will be able to rotate to stay safe. Floating rounds through the smoke, they'll actually catch a kill. As Robin tried to push through that smoke. Really nice play on the defense there from Faded to hold things off. I love seeing that defensive utility smoke. Played a massive effect there. That allowed for that play. Broken, though, with a beautiful peek out. Scoops up a clean headshot. Puts it down to just 3, I believe, on the defense. Just 3 on the attack, but now 2 as Raze finds another. And I guess sometimes the nameplates are accurate, as I think they're accurate now. First nameplate, well, not really. The players alive aren't accurate. Raze pushing in here as Uncle Ron tucks into a very tight corner. I don't know that Raze is ready for them there, but somehow they find the snapshot as they swing around for the flank. Unbroken Verdict and Alfred clean up the rest on defense, and when Ignite full buy, they'll take the full round. They don't get the empty plant, which is another 300 into everyone's pocket, which, you know, 1,500 extra cash they could have had total onto the team, but it's okay. A solid round nonetheless, and a 2-1 opener here, where Ignite's finally getting their Marsoc round on the board. They only really need 1 or 2 more to be in a comfortable position for them to side swap and their chance on the defensive half. But Aspect were looking good in the first 2 rounds, and they weren't looking bad there on defense, but Ignite did find those early picks, and so maybe Aspect's going to tuck in a little bit tighter here, especially considering I don't believe they all have rifles. Oh, 2-round wins. Yeah, no, they don't all have rifles. How many do they have? That's the tough question. 2, 3. Yeah, 3 rifles on Aspect. And I mean, just a huge reversal for Ignite. Time Flame gets aggressive and punished by Batman. Very aggressive there. Aspect trying to do too much, I think, on the defense there. But if it had paid off, I'd be saying just the opposite. So a good catch from Ignite nonetheless. Let's take us into a 4-5 with Ignite confidently pushing into A site. Good swing there from Gizmo. Catches the flank, snaps back for Batman. Can't scoop up the double, though. Batman then confident enough to peek out, scoops up Gizmo, and Nade comes in down the hallway. Catches nobody, and Aspect are left with just 2, but Solo flanks for a pick that puts it into an even 3-2, excuse me, as Alfred joins the squad, and A site's being held down. EMP goes down, but not after losing Batman over the top. Solo swings out to shut down the plant, but it hasn't happened yet. Just stuck on the wall. There's a lot of time for Alfred and Unbroken to work with. 1:35. They don't need to crash in and try and get this plant, but the duo does peak, and there it is. A beautiful bit of coordination from Ignite to get them another offensive round, and that was really a great job from the duo. Working together, their team firing their opponents down. And it was just a second off from Aspect timing themselves correctly on the pinch there. But that's what separates a win from a loss at a level like this. These two teams at the top of the ladder, in particular Aspect, just underneath number 1 on the NA side, just underneath Acer. Like we've been saying, the Mount Everest of VRML. No one able to climb to the top of that mountain, as Acer remains undefeated this season. They have lost a map or two, so they're not unbeatable, but they haven't lost a series. And that is impressive considering just how skilled ranks 2 through 8 are. You're seeing in this matchup this afternoon, Aspect and Ignite. Again, 2 teams at the top. Number 8, number 2 now battling it out. In what is our second to last, third to last week of the regular season, so pressure definitely on now. Solo finds it. SMG pick up, tucks into the tight corner. It doesn't last long as Alfred remedies that situation, turns it into a 4-4, but a nice kill nonetheless that ultimately, economically, benefits Aspect more. Push up top through garage could result in a little exchange here outside of the car, as I Blame is patiently waiting, tucked in and crouched. They have yet to advance through. But they are very much considering this, and maybe they're just waiting for Batman to run away before they peek, and oh my, they saw Batman in there. They're going to try for the nade toss, but they don't get the right bounce. And with that lack of success, they quickly retreat down to the bottom floor to potentially reinforce, potentially run into Robin, who finds a very quick headshot on the I Blame and a very clean pickup. A beautiful inhalation nade tossed over the top that'll block off any EMP planting on this wall. Really nicely tossed there, at least for a couple of seconds, but ultimately not forever. Wall opens up, EMP is tossed to Robin, and here comes the plant off a successful kill over the top. Uncle Ron finds a Taurus connection, but now Gizmo's alone, tucked in and waiting for the plant to go down. Not overextending, no one can quite find him yet. Gizmo finds one, can't scoop up the double, and with 2 left alive, Ignite take the lead 3-2. Like I said, Ignite not strong in those early rounds, but once they get rifles in hand, things start to connect for this team, and a quick 3 points locked in succession puts them in a nice comfortable spot here. I gotta wonder what the buy situation is for this defense. I think last round and off of their consecutive loss money, there is, uh-oh, don't want to lose that. There is enough to buy everyone a rifle or get close. Yeah, I think they have everyone getting a rifle here on the Aspect side. So we could see a 3-3 half if Aspect have anything to say about it. They looked so good in the early rounds. Only 2 kills, I think, in the first 2 rounds going through to Ignite, but it really has been a dominant Ignite performance once the guns have been put into their hands. And into the action we go. Patient entry in the first 30 seconds, but an nade does come in. Audio transmitter giving away Robin's entry, but doesn't send off Gizmo. Look at Uncle Ron, though, flying out of their tucked-in position very late in that push. I think they used their teammate as bait there before popping up to take their shots. They get several kills, but Alfred, after a swing through, has the backside of B in their control, and what a weird retake from Aspect here, as Alfred is now where typically the defense is, and the defense is typically where the offense is on this site right now. And Alfred goes down to solo as Aspect with 3 alive. Straighten up and fly right. Tie things up 3-3, and we swap sides. Ignite and Aspect. Tied up here in map 1. A beautiful opener for the weekend. I think we've got a couple of games in store for us this weekend, and man, what a series to tune into here as we go into the second half of map 1 on Hideout. If you're just tuning in, you're right in time, quite frankly. A great start, a fun back and forth, but now things are warmed up. Both teams understand the measure of their opponent, and I'm impressed to see Ignite competing as well as they are, considering their win-loss ratio on this map. Let's consider, however, Aspect. Yeah, no, I think Ignite taking 3 offense on Hideout is pretty big. To be honest, I think that is a pretty, it puts them in a pretty solid spot as they go on to the defense now. Four rounds that need to be secured by Aspect on the attack on Hideout. Doable. But it really does come down to execution. It takes a lot to get through some of these well thought out defenses, and you're seeing a static emitter coming through. Tossed against the wall so as to limit exposure to the top of the emitter and make it almost impossible to get rid of unless vaulting into. I think players can lean over, though, and get it without vaulting. We'll have to see. But it should definitely stall this team from pushing in. B-site on the menu, though, as things start to open up and we go on board. Robin is looking for a little bit of that action as they push up, and down they go as Uncle Ron finds an elbow. The nade does deter them for a moment, and Alfred is outside here, but B-site very much taken over by Aspect right now. And this is a good offensive round. Alfred missing the connection there. Did they assess all 3 of the defenders' positions, though, as Ron prevents them from focusing on the EMP, and finally Alfred connects as Ron on a swing. Gizmo picks up one inside sight. Ron picks up another. Finally, Alfred connects. Batman shuts down the on-site defense, and it's up to Solo. So then I think into a 1v2. And interesting that this push is coming in with a minute left. They need to push off one defender, but they can't get Alfred with the one-tap Taurus. One-handed. Oh, man, this feels like it's been a while since we've seen some big Taurus connections, but that's one way to get Ignite up on the board. 4-3. Back into the lead they go, but it's been a back and forth, so I doubt Aspect can let that go down lightly. It does mean Ignite will be able to invest a little bit into this round. And so we may see a rifle or 2 come out. We may see a little bit of a conservative approach, but I am seeing 1 rifle there. It's not on the offense like it's indicating. It is in one of the defenders' hands. So as a reminder, that bottom UI is broken right now. I suppose, I mean... we could do that, but we lose outlines. And then every once in a while I have to remind myself what the score is. 4-3, map 1. I got it accurately right now. Yeah, we just got to keep on it. We can do this, if that helps. I got feedback in 3 minutes. Let me know. What do you prefer? Down. Side of B seems to be the play here, coming in from Ignite. I guess we don't have a kill feed, do we? All right, we have to have it up. Batman picks up solo on the opener as Gizmo finds... There we go. Okay. Apologies. We're experimenting. Look at this lean. Gonna have to commit to pushing in with the rest of the squad eventually, as Alfred is there, Taurus in hand. It identifies several attackers here, and so it's going to instead tuck in, let the team help, let them funnel in, finds one, looking for more as they swing out. Can't connect onto Gizmo, just missing over the top there as Gizmo and Faded survive. We go into a 3v3. And a good peek out. Gizmo finds that first kill. It's an indicator for Batman, who almost goes down, but with a syringe and a rifle, able to quickly heal up and connect onto their opponent, keep themselves healthy in this fight as we're into a 2-2 now. Batman could easily catch the flank here. They'd have the advantage on the long range against the Spectral. I think they had to rotate to get the EMP there. Either way, they're going to take the challenge, take the fight from that range, and Faded tries to catch, does catch some damage onto the back of Rays there in the corner. And Gizmo catches the rifle. This could be devastating for Ignite if they're not careful. Raze needs to win this. They catch a kill off of a trip mine from Alfred. A huge late-stage trip mine, and Raze needs to survive. 15 seconds left. EMP doesn't come down quite yet. Faded's pushing in for the kill. They catch one onto the side of Raze. It's a back and forth, and Faded clutches it. They need to sprint for the rifle, as there's only 10 seconds left. And they go for the EMP plant instead. Do they have time for this? 3, 2, 1, they get the rifle and the plant and the clutch, and everything goes into Aspect's favor to tie this back up 4-4. That's a worst case scenario, and it's also a lesson in why you only buy one rifle. If they had lost that round and lost 2, they come into this with only 3 rifles into their arsenal, 2 pistols. It's a very off round. Everything gets swapped here, at least. Because of the way they manage their economy, they have 4 rifles available for their team. Maybe even 5, but I think only 4. One of them going to have to pick up the pistol. But what a massive clutch there for Aspect, and again, a huge round for the whole team. The plant, the rifle pick. Absolutely huge. Ties it up 4-4. Down to the wire, no less. I don't think I've had a round end where the bomb then explodes in the in the post-round timing. And it's interesting that you can get the plant after the bomb explodes. You get the EMP planted after it explodes, and it still counts. Semantics, okay. But the hatch is open for a play here. An exchange on the stairs, I think, or maybe Batman out to the middle there. Yeah, on towards Gizmo. Gizmo catches a huge nade, and they've opened up this basement floor. The hatch play needs to come as Alfred fends off one, and there's the flank. I blame my aim, comes flying down and scoops up a vital kill. With 4 alive, Aspect have full control. And Ignite ecoing. Ray's going to try and hold on to the weapons they have. And a huge second round for Aspect in a row. Ignite had a rough start to this series. Aspect looks very good. But since then, Aspect have really been fighting to get back into that groove in this round. Well, certainly with a bit of an economic advantage, looked much better from them. Great coordination, good timing on their plays. EMP planted and 4 left alive. It is a very successful round W for them. That puts them back into the lead, 5-4 and 2 away from locking in this series. They just need 2 as, ooh, this could be 3 seconds. No, Gizmo's not going to find Raze. They do get kind of close, though. But Ignite, not able to full buy this round either. Yeah, so they're going to have to wait until rounds 11 and 12 to be really as effective as they were. And that means that Aspect can push this to map point right here with relative ease, I think. They've got the utility, they've got the kit. Of course, at this stage, at this rank, these players are pretty good with pistols. I will argue that Aspect looked better with them than Ignite, but the Taurus coming in has me wondering if maybe Ignite can pull something off. Again, at this stage, with this skill level, these players are very good with essentially any gun you put in their hand, whether it's an SMG that's off meta, or a pistol, or a flashbang that's tossed perfectly by Gizmo for the headshot. That's how fast Aspect is pushing in, knowing that they have this advantage. They have more rifles, they have more firepower, they have more utility, more zoning. Good nade that catches a lot of HP onto Gizmo and enables that kill. And Immolation to a smoke that's going to slow them down just a touch on swinging aggressively through that doorway. For now, we're into a 2v4, excuse me, as Aspect survive the onslaught, and Uncle Ron picking up 1, making 2. No, Ray's still alive. Excuse me, Unbroken Verdict, not Ray's. I got caught up in the wrong UI on the bottom there, but Unbroken Verdict actually doing a pretty good job. There's a double. Can they find the quadra kill? Can they clutch this up for their team? They can't. The solo shuts it down, and that was almost disaster for Aspect. Still a rough round as they lose all their utility, but they're fine on the economy, and oof. That almost was disaster for Aspect. That almost was Ignite right back into this series. But for now, I do feel that Aspect are still in a better position. Ignite are going to be able to full buy here for what is the map point. But so are Aspect. And so Ignite off of a tough, close loss there. Sometimes those are the hardest to bounce back from. Just taking a look at chat. Appreciate everyone stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. We got a nice crowd. I think we're 5 subs away from getting to 1,800, so if we can make that happen, that'd be cool. We've had a bunch of support, bunch of new folks coming in over the course of the months, and we really do appreciate seeing everyone drop by, hang out, and stick around for more Breachers action than just the game that they're tuned into. But if you haven't, hit that sub button. You could be our 1,800. Gizmo catches 1. Nice pickup there on a Robin, and a shout out to the Gizmo parents tuning in and watching on the stream. As Alfred goes down, Gizmo's going to need to do more. Raze tucking in the back. Flash comes in, catches Raze, but blindly they find their kill. They were peeking already before it connected. Really solid discipline, and ultimately a nice pickup there. There's a nice counter nade. Does force Raze off, and Faded catches the aggression. I blame watching onto the rotation on the backside. Fends off that swing, but goes down to a Batman nade, and just like that, Faded's alone in a 1v3. And we go on board. Faded now trying to clutch this thing up for the team, trying to lock in the final round. This is a huge buy for them. They're not going to have a lot. No, they catch an elbow. They can't get a 1-2 trade, though, and that means we continue on in this map. And, well, get dangerously close to a tied map 1, which pushed us to a 3-map series. When we get to that 3-map series point, that's when I start to take longer breaks. And we'll let the voice rest. That's determined, though, on this round. It's important to stay hydrated. It all depends on this round, though, going to Ignite or Aspect. Again, a 6-6. Oops. I don't want to do that. Apologies. That. The 6-6 means all 3 maps played out this series. 5-7 means that Aspect have a chance of taking this in 2, which I think is what the connoisseurs had voted on this afternoon. Yeah, 53-3 in favor of Aspect. And interesting. Opening up B site. And on a long rotation, maybe a little bit late called there, Faded is going to join up with the trio at A. And they are going to barrel into A site. Flashes come in, push raised off of that holding spot inside A. You got to be careful about this one element, Batman, on a long flank through the stairs. No one guarding these stairs. Could spell devastation for this push. And as they take their first shot, Solo will swing, looking for something. Uncle Ron finds one. Batman picks up a double as iBlame and Gizmo go down on site, and then they retreat to hold their angles. Uncle Ron and Faded wondering what the play is. Both have their targets. Can't be worried about Batman coming in for a flank, and Robin, as their opponents quivering in fear from Batman, puts them down, and Uncle Ron is all that's left. Too bad it's not Uncle Ben. He can call in Spider-Man and they can fight Batman and Robin, but for now, we'll have to go with Butler Alfred, and the final kill locked in for Ignite. They're taking this to 3. We are headed to 3 maps this afternoon. And scoreline 6-6 on Hideout, and quite the bounce back from Ignite. The unexpected outcome, as well as, again, a lot of folks had Aspect on this series. Look at the overall record. Ignite 6-5, Aspect 6-2. Like I said, a loss here actually means more to Ignite than it does to Aspect. Aspect, at this point in the season, want to be in the top 7. Higher you are, the better it is for seeding into that postseason, but ultimately the postseason is going to determine who our first and second place team is. Until then, though, that competition for 7th place is everything. And Ignite really do need a win here. And they've got a sliver of hope. They tied map 1. The question is going to be, are Aspect going to bounce back? Take control. I mean, that was Ignite's worst map on Hideout. 46% win rate. Their most played, but least one. And from here, where do we go? That's the big question. I think voting ending here shortly on our map, and interestingly enough, looks like we could be headed to Arctic. Could be headed to Arctic if that is their pick, and I think it is. Map number 2. It's going to take us to the Tundra. Got both squads in lobby, and it's locked in. We're headed to Arctic. We'll do our own cinematic intro Welcome everybody to Arctic. Hope you're enjoying our brand new custom made intro. Shout out to Offbeat for that one. Put a lot of hard work into crafting that intro there. Quite frankly, we're happy to have it. If you are just tuning in, we're here on map number 2. I did drink some water after that one. Got the throat. Map number 2, and we're diving into round 1. Both Ignite and Aspect battling for their top 7 spot. Aspect, albeit much more secured. Maybe that's a little bit of the factor here. The pressure isn't necessarily on Aspect, and it is up to Ignite to step up here and perform. Solo is going to open things up with a nice nade toss onto Alfred. And Batman on a flank. Goes down to a bit of teamwork there. Gizmo scooping up that kill. And Robin with a trip mine. Batman and Robin finding some connections again this round. Rays on that front line defense does get a huge amount of their HP chunked down by a nice nade toss there. And B-side is cracked wide open. Not a whole lot of defenders there to deny an early plant. They do have one on the back side, but ultimately B is definitely the move if Aspect can work fast enough. Static emitter down. Gizmo able to advance forward. The rest of the team much more comfortable taking control here than pushing through the hole in the wall. And once they've cleared the area, the push on the B site comes through. But look at the good rotation from Ignite. Everyone's stacked up here. A heavy defense that will deny any EMP plant. And we are into a Wild West shootout. A 3v3. Super low HPs on Unbroken and Rays. HP, I would argue, is the health pool is in Aspect's favor here. It's going to come down to the coordination of the team. Peeking out. And not filing in one by one. A nice bit of damage does get delivered. And we're ultimately into a one in the chamber series here between the 3 of these players outside of B. Kill one, you get another bullet to shoot at your opponent. Ooh, and what a swap. The tactical swap to what I think they hope is a fully loaded pistol. Catches eye blame, swings for Gizmo, and they win it! They're not going to have time for the defuse, though. Oh, and with maybe another second needed. Rays just a tad off on their timing. Still not used to the 45-second timer. And Aspect eke away with a win on offense, but it's a win on offense on Arctic, so it's a pretty dang good opener for them. Clip that gravy. Into it we go, round 2. Aspect, Ignite, again, Aspect on the offense. Ignite, technically in a pretty good spot. Taking down all of the opponents on the other's team last round. Puts a couple of dollars into their pockets, so that technically next round they'll be obviously much better off. But ooh, a double rifle buy from Aspect. That is a huge investment into this offensive push. And so far, it's paying off. Catches one. The rest of the team barrels through as I-Blame's here. And they're looking for more. Almost catches Unbroken, but as Faded scoops up there, a bit of the action. This entire Aspect team is barreling through here. And Unbroken is alone in a matter of seconds. Everyone from Aspect alive, both rifles carrying through to the next round, and only one kill coming in. That's a powerful bounce back, and that's how you lean in to what was a very close win, but a win nonetheless. They now lock in a comfortable 2-0 lead, and we go to full buys where Ignite arguably are much more comfortable. Again, I think one thing that maybe Ignite could stand to work on is their early game, is those pistol rounds. But even so, they contested well, and obviously last round had a couple of kills, but Aspect definitely have control of the pace right now, and here's where we get to see what Aspect's up to, and if they're really as tuned in to the series as I think they are, because they're going to have to be cautious now. They've just plowed through a quick 2 rounds. First one was a little rough, but that last one, you can really kind of let that go to your head sometimes. Get a little overconfident and lose your advantage just like that, just like we saw last series. And I wonder if Aspect are going to be a bit more cautious to that as we get another 2-0 lead here, and obviously they want to extend that to 3. Pretty standard stuff, though, coming in from Ignite. Well-timed nade that only gets half of Uncle Ron's HP, but a quick health syringe remedies that. And now they know Robin, or do they know Robin, tucked into this tight corner. Could have just been guesswork. Nice bounce nade there. Doesn't scoop up anybody. Ron still looking, and they'll find it. Robin goes down. Very solid pickup there, and Faded. Brought him here. Raid to the peek around. Scoops up another kill. EMP is down. Do they know? Solo is here, battling against Unbroken, battling against Alfred, and Alfred comes out on top in that scenario. Rifle versus SMG, as it should be. And Aspect trying to regain some semblance of control. Pings go down, they know what they need to do. That nade sticks up. They will get a little bit of control here. Nice flash there. Here comes the breach. They swing in. Uncle Ron finds one. I-Blame scoops up another. The defense of Ignite getting picked apart on this push into sight as Unbroken swings for one. Here comes the rest of this defense. The retake. EMP's gone down. Uncle Ron fending it off. Finds Unbroken, swings for Batman, and Batman has time. 35 seconds left. EMP hasn't gone all the way down yet. If anything, the onus is on Aspect here to push up and plant this EMP. And I do think that Batman is very aware of that. Uncle Ron is going to actually try and clear first. Are they going to time this right? 15 seconds. They go to the EMP. Batman's going to let them stick it, and a little blind fire pushes them off. 8 seconds left. 6. And they get the plant with 3 seconds. Batman finds the clutch kill, though, and that's going to be the round into Ignite's hands. The first of their defensive rounds, but a big shutdown on Aspect. And like we've been seeing, the trend continues when Ignite gets rifles into their hands. They are much more of a threat. Another point on the board, and Arctic looks to be as competitive as Hideout was in map 1 between these two squads. As you'd expect. The soft crunch of snow underneath the boots on the rooftop of Arctic. Is that a haiku? I don't know, you do the math. Can't tell you by, I mean, you know. Normal convos can't necessarily be hacks. I don't know particularly what their loadouts are. Hard to identify from the top down. I think Aspects are able to get at least 3 or 4 rifles. And nice coordination from Aspects to get control of this outside. Shoes off any early aggressors. Oh, and an interesting smoke. I wonder what the purpose of that is. Does unfortunately end with 1 down. For the Aspect squad is picked up by Batman. Sticking to the gadgets. True to the name. And it feels like Aspect have had a little bit of a tough time with this site. Couldn't quite break through it fast last time either when it was picked up in hand. And they're kind of stalling there now, catching a little bit of that transmitter, static transmitter, really throwing a wrench in their plans as Alfred gets flashed and then Uncle Ron gets rid of the emitter. Static emitter, sorry. We're into a 4v4. Yes, we are indeed. Robin patiently waits, peeks out for 1, but only 1. Getting rid of utility and B site seems to be on the menu despite A being so close. Oh, and looks like they're going to do a little bit of a split. Highblame putting down a foam there. I wonder if Highblame's also going to push A site. We'll have to see. Aspect been shooting well so far today. I blame 4 and 2. Uncle Ron 6 and 2. And a little bit of a poke, a little bit of a prod coming through there, but doesn't connect with much. Batman is going to find Solo down, though. A site is the rotation. Batman hears the shot swinging over to defend, and Alfred, the butler, assisting and going down with the ship, will mean that Aspect and Uncle Ron come together to shut down the Ignite squad. They're not letting what's happened in Map 1 happen here in Map 2 and are a little bit more in control now. 3-1 economy in shambles for Ignite. Don't think they can afford much here. Coming off of a win and then now a loss, there's no bonuses into their pockets, and they invested rather deeply into that last round because they only had 1 alive. So Aspect are in a much better spot here on their economy side. And you can even see Uncle Ron's got a good bit of cash in the pocket in case of a rainy day. But 8 and 2 so far. That is an impressive 5 rounds on Arctic, and I think it's what's really keeping Aspect into this comfortable spot. Otherwise, Ignite have been looking good on their defensive sets. Contesting nicely on the retakes, finding their trades on site, keeping things even for the most part. And I say that off of the round before that. I think 5 alive, 4 alive off the win, so not every time. Oh, what a nice pick up there, Solo. Huge save. That would have absolutely been devastating to the offense there if they hadn't picked that up. Oh, and with Rays going down, their onside of defense is very weak. Alfred is tucked in. Batman able to shut down Solo. The B-side is all theirs. Where's the plant is the question. The EMP is way too late. Alfred picks up a double kill with their pistol. And on the back end, Batman is here to save the day. They find one. Alfred and Gizmo now battling in a 1v1 over site. Minute 40 left. Plenty of time to work with here as Gizmo sees the EMP down there, and I wonder if Alfred knows it's down. I mean, all they have to do is stay there. All Alfred has to do is stay right where they are. Eventually, Gizmo is going to have to peek out, but if there's a lapse in coverage and Gizmo gets their hands on an EMP, oh, they're going to see the elbow and they'll catch the kill. Gizmo looking for the EMP, gets it plant in time. Just barely. A few seconds to spare, and Aspect remain in control. But it's decent investments every round, so off of a couple of wins in a row, they are in a pretty comfortable spot on the economy side, but not as comfortable as they could be. We're seeing 8 coming in from Batman so far. Alfred and Robin. The Butler doing more work than the sidekick. And I gotta physically look at everybody to see what they've got for their kits. As it looks like United are able to fully kit themselves out. It is the last round. They are coming off of a 4-loss bonus, so they do have enough to get into a full buy here, but do or die. To not even get, I think you'd really, I think it's already not too great for Ignite, being down 4-1 on Arctic. But it really is 50-50. So there's opportunity for them when they go onto the attack. But if they go down 5-1, it's just feels like a big momentum shift into Aspect's favor. Might have looked like some team fire there, but they were actually shooting and pre-firing this corner just in case. Nobody from Ignite really wanting to overextend at this stage. I say that, but look at this. Batman trying to be the hero gets caught out by Faded on a nade. And I like the hero play, but it doesn't pay off. And now sight is open. Gizmo trying to indicate to the team without talking. Pointing their gun. I don't think they are at risk if they communicate, but either way, the indicator comes in nice, and Uncle Ron picks up a huge double kill on the defense. Ace sights wide open, and here comes Aspect barreling in and getting picked apart. Unbroken pushing up. They need help. There's the peek out from Faded. EMP goes down. We're into a 2v1. Comes down to Unbroken verdict. Excuse me. Alfred. Defending against I Blame and Faded. EMP down. Interesting rotate all the way up to the second floor, but they're ultimately watching the stairs. And there is very little time left for Unbroken. They need to start a defuse soon, and they are not ready. Here it comes in, the bait, and oh, that's a nice shot there coming in from Faded, the long-range pick from the stairs, and that's the half into Aspect's hands, 5-3. Excuse me, 5-1. So we now swap sides. And Aspect get their hand at defending. All they'll need is 2 rounds to lock in a map 2 victory. And then on to our third map we go to decide who our series victor is going to be. Aspect had, again, 53-3 on the connoisseur votes, and so I think for Ignite to be performing as well as they are is quite a surprise. I see Jagai saying, shout out Gizmo's parents. If you listened to every word I say in this stream, you would have heard me shout out Gizmo's parents, but there is some point where you didn't listen to the 5 words of the Gizmo shout out, and whose fault is it? It's not mine, because I did it. So think about that. Think about that as we go in around number 1 of the first half of the back half of map 2. Reset economies. Ignite haven't had a whole lot of success on their pistol rounds. We'll see if that changes here in map 2. Look at that, Liam Michael Jackson over here. Defending the objective. Oh, and a great nade toss right to the foot of Faded. They can't moonwalk away from that one. Good counter nade from Uncle Ron comes in and only slightly alters Ignite's timing. They'll still fight oversight as the rest of the defense gets picked apart. Gizmo trying to hold things down as Uncle Ron continues to peek here. And Rays will get scooped up a back-end pickup there. Solo with the Taurus finds the final connection as Gizmo picks up a double over on the other side of the wall. Aspect put another one in the books and go up to map point on map 2 here. And again, a shout out to all the folks tuning in, hanging out, catching the action. Please do hit that thumbs up button on stream if you are enjoying the series so far this afternoon. We still haven't gotten over 1,800, so tell your friends. Get some new people in here that you haven't told about VRML. We need 5 more subs. What is Ignite's plan? Map point buying into Omens. Forced buy for them in a round where they would otherwise be looking to eco. They need every little bit of help they can get, and Aspect interestingly only going with a 1 rifle buy. I think we got 4 Omens on the side of Ignite right now on the attack. That could be enough. Full drop comes in. Huge nade tossed by I Blame, I believe, catches half HP onto most of this offense. Getting out of this room seems to be the real score for anyone on the attack, and just like that, 2 Omens gone. Not able to do a whole lot there. The flash comes down on the Gizmo. Botchnade there actually goes down towards Gizmo and gets half of their HP, but Gizmo able to fend off the rest of the push. Alfred and Unbroken are down to 2 the final 2 for Ignite. Look at this. Getting a little over-aggressive, sending 2 away. There's only 3 left on Aspect. Ignite have Unbroken with a slice of health, but if Alfred can get up there, there may be a... No, I think they only got 1 SMG. Or 1 Vezin, rather, so there's no rifles for them to pick up. Oh, and actually Faded got an Omen. I think Iblame did too. Minute 15. Oh, and Faded catching 1. Look at that. Hardly any damage done, but it does get hit, and Iblame celebrating that they've got them an Omen from the front lines. Brought one back to them. Oh, and Alfred with a great peek on the corner crouches out. We're into a 2v2 somehow. Aspect have gotten a little bit too heavy into the pushing here, and well, it still is up to Ignite to make their way into this site. And Alfred is going to be challenging Solo with the rifle in hand. 35 seconds left. Iblame's alone in a 1v2 to fend this site off, and it's a rotation to A. But I don't think Iblame will be ready for, especially with the foam. 24 seconds left. Unbroken kills themselves with the foam on the wall. They drop the EMP. Alfred drops it in the toilet. And with 15 seconds left, goes to the plant on A site. Has a rifle in hand. Doesn't finish it? What's going on? 5 seconds. Why would you get that close? 3 seconds left. And Iblame swings for an Omen headshot. In a moment that he could have planted and defended instead. Who knows? I think they are grabbing some utility rounds. But that's a win. And that's Aspect taking a map victory off an EMP defuse. And, well, now we go to our third. And what a weird way to wrap that round up. A very odd bit of defense that, a big clutch from Aspect. A big clutch from Aspect. Map 3. It is Aspect's series to win, Ignite's series to tie. That's the best that Ignite can do at this stage in the game. If they tie or lose this map, they lose the series. If they win this map, they tie the series. That's the way it goes for Ignite. Aspect, a little more of a cushion, meaning that they will not lose this afternoon. The worst that can happen to them is a tie on the series and a loss here in map 3. So what does that mean? Will Aspect play more confidently? Because it certainly has been paying off for them in their aggression. And while we have a break, a quick shout out to our sponsors that help promote the VRML and make it what it is today. A lot of that comes from Triangle Factory, the developers of the game of Breachers. They are a fantastic company that has been an immense support to the VRML in terms of both promoting the VRML in-game, but with gun skins, the in-game branding, and then also providing us with support to fly out the top 2 North American finalists to play live on stage. It is a pretty hype season this year, and it's ultimately what a lot of these teams are playing for, a chance to be those 1 and 2 team that gets flown out to play their finals on stage. You can buy tickets to watch those teams play, get your hands on 2,000 in giveaways from HypeX at the convention, on top of a bunch of other stuff, merch, booths, demos, all sorts of stuff you're going to want to check out at the con, and 3 other seasons finishing live on stage. So it's going to be a super hype weekend. You can buy your tickets right now, and it's all supported by Triangle Factory. They're, again, a huge reason and why we're able to do this year, and we really do appreciate them and coming together to support the VRML and our endeavors to grow VR esports. It's an exciting time, and again, looking forward to seeing a bunch of folks out there from this community in particular as well. So I'll definitely be there, and maybe some more of your favorite casters will be as well. But that's Triangle Factory, and again, a huge shout out to them. We appreciate their support. Not just Breachers, but also fantastic developers of Hyperdash and a bunch of other games. So big shout out to them. Also sponsored by HyperX. You're hearing my voice on a Procast S right now. They've been fantastic sponsors for our casting team, but also for the champions in the VRML. As they provide our North American winners with prizing. We really do appreciate their support. You can actually get a discount right now if you go to HyperX and purchase any product in North America. You can use code HXVRML23 at checkout for a discount. It might be 24 actually now. So use HXVRML24. We're also sponsored by Helga, the esports bot manager. We really do appreciate Helga and their support to the VRML, and in particular to the VRML community by offering that free version exclusive to the VRML community. You have to, when you sign up or register to Helga, and you enter in the code VRML 2024 OKF in all capitalization, you will get free access to the Helga bot so that you can help in organizing your team's scheduling and scrimmages. And if you get the premium version, you get a lot more deep diving into stats and metrics and performance against certain opponents. But there is a free version exclusive to VRML players, and we really do appreciate Helga for coming together with that. And again, that's VRML 2024 OKF. When you sign up on their Discord, use that to register for your free version of the bot. We're also sponsored by ProTube, one of the longest sponsors of VRML, and again, the sponsor this year. They have fantastic stocks that help stabilize your aim in any of your favorite VR shooters. This is the mag tube with the magnetic cups on the bottom that help snap in to the stock, and again, make it very easy to use while you have a headset on. So I really do like the ProTube products, and they have a good variety of them. You can get a discount by using I Love VRML at checkout right now, and that'll give you, I think, 10% off any purchase from ProTube. So do please use that and show some support to the ProTube team. We really do appreciate them. But that'll be it for our sponsors, and we are going now into an official timeout. It has been called by Ignite, and so we are going to go into about another 6 minutes of intermission, and when we come back, it'll be the final map of this series, the series decider, so don't go anywhere.
Just kicking down all the doors, guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids, and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
still tucked in. Doesn't get flashed. There's the Canal with a double kill. Ditto Tiger with slide.
No time with their push. There's the breaching foam onto the server wall, and here comes the breach. Casey just tucking inside with that Canut as Mr. Tabs finds TJ Clark. Casey dropping Boyd, dropping Mr. Tabs, looking for a possible third, finds a possible third, finds a fourth. Casey, oh my goodness, Casey dropping 4 of those fire players.
I was shocked. My whole team was shocked. I heard them running towards me, so I had to swing, or else I would have been swung. I see the potential behind the gun. It's a very underrated gun. I love the Canut, and I asked my team if it's okay if I play Canut. They were trying to talk me out of it, but my ego said I could do it. In the back of my head, I was like, even if they say no, I'm going to have to play it. I think that's what I like about breaches, the different playstyles, that there's not really too much of a meta. It's just, if it works, it works.
You get that EMP planted, but here comes Casey, looking to secure a pick of their own and finds one.
I was playing on my PlayStation with a friend, and he bought his first headset, his first VR. Watching him play VR made me really thrive to play it as well. Early April last year, I got the game, and to this day, it's a great game. The competitive update has been a long time coming. In maybe a month or two, we'll have new teams, new players, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think it's great. What we were thriving in the beginning of Ragnarok is what we didn't have in our old team, which is a proper friendship. You know, this genuine connection that you make with people when playing the game. It's honestly great.
Sussy Salmon dropping a second, and it's now down to a 2 versus 2 as Casey is able to take out Sussy Salmon.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Big Rulers right on top placement. And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy from hit to the EMP inside. Oh my god! No! That's 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you liked that exclusive spotlight onto the Ragnarok squad and that beautiful quadra kill with the Canut. awesome bit of content, more of which we're hoping to do in the future. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That video should be coming up on the YouTube either today or tomorrow. So keep your eyes out there too. If you want to rewatch that, show it a like, give it some support. But we are about ready to jump in here, as I do give the teams the go-ahead. We should be hopping right into our final map of this series. Map 1, 6-6 on Hideout. Map 2, 7-1 on Arctic. Map 3 taking us to the tried and true Infactory. What the stats got for us on this map? The squads, Factory 5-3, or 3-2 rather, and 5-2. Ignite actually the ones with the better record this afternoon on Factory, so we'll have to see as they start on the offense if they can set a proper pace, if they can actually get a pistol round or two to go their way, because that has been the hardest point for them, is these early rounds, and it really does let aspects settle in a little bit. It makes them comfortable, gives them that cushion, allows them to get aggressive, and makes it that much more hard for this offense to work through. And especially on a map like Factory, there's opportunity for flank and surprise. So let's see what this setup looks like from Ignite as we do dive in to round number 1 of map 3, our series decider map. Faded dropping their pistol in their hand. Gizmo catching one on a nade or a trip mine. A solo goes half health off of a nice toss down through the hatch. No healing syringe available for them, and wow, that nade, came from the window on the outside. Really nice. Faded battles their way through the offense. Oh my goodness. Opening up here on A site is Unbroken, the final attacker alive in a 1v2. Not ready for the peek up from Gizmo, though, and Aspect, true to the series, open things up 1-0 with their defensive pistol win. Now, probably two rifle buys. I actually almost guess maybe even no rifle buy, to be fair, going into this next round, because it hasn't really worked too well for Aspect when they've committed into the rifle. Which does actually make you need to go back on my point that Ignite isn't winning pistol rounds. They're not winning the first pistol round, but they are and have been fighting back at least pretty good on the second pistol rounds. I have a selective memory, okay. I mean, I don't get to select what I remember. So sometimes I forget stuff. Ugh. Round 2. Coming in, assessing corners with the ground, spotting Solo out. Doesn't do a whole lot for them, though, as Solo fends off Unbroken through the side window there and does go down eventually. A good nade toss that doesn't go quite where they needed it to on the bounce, but does get at least half of Uncle Ron's HP down. And a decent opener for Ignite. Alfred able to grab the EMP off the ledge there. Down to teammate. And I wonder if we're going to get a hatch nade down into server room from Robin here. I don't think there's any defenders in server room right now, though. But they most certainly have the nade ready to go. There's another hatch nade you can throw through this hatch. That's very precise. I tried it with plunge off of that bounce. Ooh, and a nice toss there up. Bovia is going to catch them out. A sub for Ignite in this final map. Look at how Batman's gotten into server room. I don't know that iBlame will be ready for this. Oh, now they are, though, as Batman does push some rounds towards Gizmo, trying to catch them through the wall. In a 3v2, they're worried about Faded. So I don't know where this third is just yet. And with that kill, here comes the swing. Robin's going to have to rotate. 180, catch Faded, 180, catch iBlame, and it doesn't happen. Good coordination from Aspect, puts him up another point. And there's the 2 pistol rounds. Away and into Aspect's pocket. Full buys have gone the way of Ignite in round 3, I think, almost every time. And so a test for Aspect now to work on using the advantage of 2-round wins and coming out on top. That means getting the proper utility placement that effectively assists you and shutting down the offense. You have the advantage, and you can see even some debate there as Faded holding 2 items in their hand. Door blocker, what do I do? Where does it go? They asking their teammate which one should go where, and in the moment still decided on, but utility will eventually come in. Faded trying to offer up Gizmo something, but I can't tell if I don't know what Gizmo's doing. A good robot impression regardless. If you are tuning in, a reminder that the nameplates on the bottom left and right hand side of your screen are inaccurate. It's a UI bug that we don't have the ability to fix on our side, so we do apologize for the inconvenience. The names you see in front of you on screen are accurate. Sabovia and Unbroken here. The kill feed is accurate, but whenever we go into first person or you look at the names on the bottom left or right, they are not accurate. So only rely on your eyes, just like these players need to, as Gizmo finds one with the nut. Sabovia goes down, a trip mine from Gizmo, picks up the other, and a double. On the defense, as Faded goes down and Ignite get absolutely picked apart this time on their full buy. Mostly 2, good utility and a nice opener on the Knut. Alfred's alone in a 1v4. 1v5, actually, not a single player from Aspect going down this round. See someone, I was taking a look at chat, someone asking me if I'm going to cast Veil again. I think I have a cast tomorrow. You can always check live cast by going to VRML.com and then the selected lead. I don't know, what's being judged here. But whether it's I don't know what they're voting on. There's definitely voting though. And we're gonna have, yeah, they're not gonna push, so Aspect having a little bit of fun in this round. Alfred survives. Keeps the Batman household alive and well, and eventually everyone comes back for another round. But the first time, I think, Aspect have had a clean 3-0 lead all series. Even on map 2, they lost that third round and went down 2-1. But that was the only round they lost last map, and so maybe Aspect has been activated, as they say, off of a 6-6 tie in map 1, and well, they're certainly playing a bit more clean in the back half of the series, but it's still impressive to see Knight, who's again, I think 4 or 5 ranks separated from this Aspect squad, contesting as well as they are. The fact that they pushed this to a third map is going to help in minimizing the damage done to their MMR when if they do lose. They still could tie. A tie would obviously be the best situation for them, but even a loss now at this stage, well, it depends on how well this map goes for them. They really do want to get a few rounds on the board, and they are at least coming in here with a partial buy. I think 3 rifles, a Taurus, and a Omen is what Ignite are rocking. As Solo opens things up with the first kill. Bottom floor. Interesting pickup. Most of the Aspect team in that basement floor. But Gizmo is here. On this top floor, hoping the drone doesn't spot them. Trying to dodge it, but doesn't get spotted. And Alfred trying to capitalize on the peek, but Gizmo with a beautiful re-peek. Catches a key kill. The early pick sets things up for Aspect into an advantage that was already in play, but now even higher. And look at this. Oh, okay, I was wondering what the heck they were doing. A quick relocate to get back down to sight. Interesting rotation there from Gizmo, but one that does work quite well and ultimately keeps everyone healthy and alive on the Aspect defense. The first blocker down for Ignite. The second is Eye Blame on the long hallway. The third is their concern about this top floor rotation, which is still very much present. Gizmo has made their way all the way back up here, but they're very much ready. A good pickup that does set things back into an even 3-3. Ignite fighting for a round on the board here. They need one. Interesting to see Ron moving this health syringe around. The nade comes in there and botched one. Maybe they don't have enough room on anyone's chest to hold it, so they're just moving it with the team. Unsure what the play is here from Ignite. As Batman runs into Faded on the stairs and catches a key kill. Another goes down on B, and it's all up to Eye Blame. And a 1v3. EMP going down on site. And retake time. As we go on board, Eye Blame in the 1v2. These footsteps, a very big giveaway to positioning. There's one. Eye Blame looking for the next. Has this full health, unbroken verdict to go against. To try and stick the EMP defuse, finally Ignite. Managed to get one. It's been so close in so many of these rounds. And, well, you can see the kills are there for Ignite to some degree. Compared to Aspect, not that much different, albeit Gizmo really leading the way. They're 7-2 for their team. Go back to the top floor where Aspect have been having success. And Ignite tested again into how are they going to break through this offense. Excuse me, this defense. Quite frankly, it feels like an offense the way that they position and are kind of aggressing in some of these early spots. It does make me wonder what Ignite are sort of thinking about in terms of adjusting to their opponent here in this series. I'm sure they came in knowing Aspect's aggression, but they are really getting a full dose of it this afternoon. Seeing some new folks tuning in. If you are just stopping by, this is the third map of the series decider. As map 1 went 6-6 for a tie. Map 2 went 7-1 into Aspect's favor, and now Ignite are down and battling for the series. Oh, and Batman with a good drop shot finds Gizmo before they can connect to the nut. Could have been bad news if that had become activated in the close range. Nade over the top. Faded, won't catch anyone. Robin makes their way in, spots the door blocker. And that nade actually denying the drone vision. Up the drone before it can make its way through, and Solo on a good timed cross catches a pick. In a dangerous spot that you can be wall-bang through, I'm pretty sure. They are in for 4v4, and they've been sitting outside of B for a long time. So they gotta be worried about a flank, and as Uncle Ron makes that threat prevalent, we trade back and forth. Uncle Ron picking up 2. You know, Broken Verdict, excuse me. Unbroken Verdict picking up 2. It makes it a 1v2. Immolation Nade down, Faded. Holding B side alone with 1:20 left. Smart to make the rotation. Force Faded on the move. EMP in Alfred's hands, so they're going to plant all the way on the other side of the map. And that was a very good rotation. Immolation nades thrown to deny them from pushing and getting aggressive on them. And the audio transmitter there ultimately doing a good bit of work in terms of giving away the Ignite positions. For now, at least, as they do then tuck back in. Faded is going to go for the longer angle. Does get past the initial peak. And runs into what seems to be a headset issue. I'm not sure what that was, but either way, a bit of a headset issue coming in from Faded there. Time is going to tick down, so the EMP defuse not going to happen. And they actually tuck in just around the corner to hold on to their rifle through to the next round. Need to make this a 4-2 situation at best for them on defense. If they don't, Ignite really have a foot in the door into honestly tying or winning this second map, which would tie the series. If they win this third map, Ignite will tie the series. And Aspect have been fighting quite hard to prevent that from happening, but with only one map victory in their hands, they need a second. So what do we do? I think for like maybe the first time this map and for the final round of the half, we go to the bottom floor. And yeah, I think it is the first time this map we're on the bottom floor. Which I feel like is normally the other way around. I feel like more often than not we're down here. But there, it just goes to show you that it's not rigged, okay? It's definitely not rigged. Work. Trying to tuck in, can't. Getting some good info here, though. And ultimately, this drone clearing this place, that position out. Second one is going to come out, but a nade that rolls through the doorway there shuts it down, and again, another denied drone. from being a whole lot of use. Another good nade. Unbroken, almost unaware of that one, rolling to their feet and gets caught out with half HP. But Ignite having a hard time breaking through the basement floor this afternoon. And the audio transmitter is giving away all the details that this team needs. The Solo flies down the stairs for only one. There's a kill for double, no less, for Gizmo on the shotgun. The Canutt in the center of the defense. And we're down to a 2v3 with Aspect looking to go 4-2 on the first half. Batman and Alfred left alive. Minute 10 left for this Ignite team to work with. As I do ping between Batman and Alfred on board. Batman now, just for clarity. And I like the rotation to A with their running into utility. They haven't cleared. Static transmitter, static emitter, excuse me, that shuts them down. And a nice pickup from Alfred on one, but not enough for the 1-2-3. And on the first half, a relatively solid defense on Factory from Aspect. 4-2 does not put them in a overly confident position. Not easy to get offensive rounds on Factory, but 3 rounds is doable. Very much so in this back half. To that same extent, Igniter trying to get something going here. And off of a tough loss there. It's might be hard, but again, with 2 in the door, with 2 on the board, that might give them enough confidence and sort of focus for the back half. It has been a long day, a long series. Not as long as it could be, but still, 6-6 first map. It's definitely one way to kind of burn you out for a 3-map series. Interesting comment. If Gizmo dies, they seem to fall apart real quick. I like that. Comment in chat. It seems to be somewhat accurate, but Gizmo, when they do come alive, definitely does play an impact in a big way. The double Canutt kill there, that round, helping substantially in regaining them some control. Oh, Robin's knee. Gets identified, and Ron will find the kill. Interesting to see them prep for one play and then switch and rotate to another. Alfred here, one-handing the Taurus. Hoping to do some work, but they have to do it before they lose the rest of the team. Gizmo flies in for a nice peek. Catches one. The Hatch is in control of the defense, which is not good as Batman chucks nades down to the EMP. Unbroken holding on server. In an odd swap in positions from offense to defense here. As Batman on top floor catches one. Faded, repelling there on the side, looking to get up. Could get caught out on the outside if they're not careful, and instead will vault up to Batman, who finds the kill. Back down on site, we have Gizmo and Unbroken still alive. But Gizmo has HP, and like we said, if Gizmo dies, Aspect have a tough time. Well, they're still alive. They're still alive with a minute 12 left in a 1v2, and they catch the first. They know Batman's on top floor, and they get EMP and can take that to be. Force the movement out of Batman here. And it's a good play. Batman's recognizing this, probably getting comms to push, but EMP's planted. That's money into the pocket of Aspect. And now Gizmo hears Batman in the rush to rotate. They're going to challenge on a fast peak, and Gizmo's going to be well aware of the threat here. They're going to pop up off this desk and catch the kill, and Gizmo clutching it up for the team. A very solid job in locking in what is another point onto the Aspect win, and up 5-2. A huge round from them to lock in that pistol round. Oh, I gotta swap teams too. Sorry about that. That was probably confusing for that round. I gotta adjust the scores now. Lovely. Hold on. There we are. All is well. I have to do manual work. I have to do manual labor when we don't have the API doing it for us. Anywho, again, I said it a bunch, but I appreciate everyone stopping in. Make sure you vote on who you think is going to win this map. I do think it's probably closed at this point, but get your votes in. I'd like to see the participation there. And again, I hope you're having a good time today. It certainly has been an exciting series. Aspect. Go back into this push. Batman takes a dink to the head, but survives enough to do another little bit of damage before they rotate off. An early lead here for Ignite, but it's held by 1 HP on Batman's side. Ooh, Alfred. Excuse me, Unbroken Verdict catching that one. Faded with a double. Opens up B. Are they ready for the flank? They're not. It's getting pushed onto them. And while a huge nade kill opens up B's site, the flank is still a major threat to both iBlame and Faded, who are tucked in here. But Aspect into a 2v1 and a rifle in hand. What do they do? Do you continue to press? Do you trust in your squad to lock in this win, or do you risk that rifle? Do you hold the rifle? That's the big question. Health Syringe gets tossed up to iBlame. They catch one. They say, I don't need no Health Syringe, but they do as Alfred picks up another, and that's a rifle into Alfred's hands. Faded alone with a pistol. It takes the peek, and Alfred clutches it, and that's Ignite coming away. Oh, wow. This is it. They're pushing for the tie. A tie would actually mean... Oh, no, I do. A tie would mean that Ignite win. So, a tie would mean that Aspect win. So, Ignite need to win this map. Yeah, if they tie, they lose. I got my scoring possibilities mixed up, so... It is very much a must-win map here for Ignite. But... yet to be determined. Round 9 coming up here in our final map. And we'll see what Aspect has in store. Lots of utility getting bought on the side of Ignite on defense. 2 big wins in a row for them. Down 5-1 and then a double. A completely reversed of the momentum that's been going the way of Aspect all series. Oh no, 4-2, excuse me. They lost 1. Yeah, you're right. Getting ahead of myself, sorry. Trying to remember all. I'm the one doing the scores now, okay? It's like I have to remember. Speaking of. By Sabovia. Able to get Ron, but only Ron. Half health on a Faded, too. As Faded pushes up and paints. Very interesting way of getting that foam down. Oh, and a wallbang there from Robin. Ignite have a huge advantage opening here. 5v3. I think this is Aspect's eco round, though. I do think they're trying to make utility the play. And what a beautiful 1-2 punch. A flash nade combo that blinds them from moving away from the nade. Oh, I blame goes up another. Interesting. I thought that was... We're into a 3-3. Somehow Aspect of hang on. I suppose this is a full buy for them, too. 1 round win apiece in this half. It's just a light full buy. Oh, we're into a 3v3. Sorry. Yeah, I said 3v3. Faded. Scoops up 1. Now we're into a 3v2. Now we're into a 3v1. As Unbroken's alone. Trying to hold things down. EMP planted. Rifle in hand. Faded. Vaults up. Doesn't catch Unbroken on the short corner. That's 1 for Unbroken. As I blame hits the vault, they will get up. Ooh, the zip line getting them in time. I don't think Unbroken had a play to catch them out there, though, but I do think ecoing is probably the safest choice for Unbroken at this stage. Otherwise, they're challenging that bomb plant and challenging the hatch, which is what they're going to have to do right now, and they're not going to do that yet. They're gathering up utility. They're going to pull both health syringes into their vest and take that through to the next round, and as well as their rifle. Oh, and even that, just sampling. No need there. Just to say they did it, I don't know. But either way, Aspect back in control. Huge, huge round win that stops Ignite from gaining too much steam on the defense here. This round, the buys are hard for Ignite. It's gonna sting a little bit. They may be only able to get SMGs and pistols. Yeah, that was a big win for Aspect. Rifles across the board for them, and actually not a cross. Oh, it's a 4 rifle buy. Whatever, close enough. The Aspect squad here definitely playing well now, and again, just 1 point away from locking in this series. A series that was incredibly hard fought by the Ignite team. Gizmo this time leading 14-5, but Batman also 12-9. And we go back to the basement, which did go Ignite's favor, I believe. Nice flash there, gets Gizmo inside, past Robin. So does Faded. Nades come in. Where is Robin as they wait? Tucked in. Finally peeking out to spring their trap, but it only catches 1. They don't have the support from Alfred and the team through the doorway. And as Alfred peeks out, they see Uncle Ron watching the high angle. All-out warfare here on the outside of B as the push from Batman down the stairs. Doesn't find much, and we're into a 4v4. Beautiful flash that catches Sabovia and enables Gizmo to push up, but they do it so blind as well. The flanker there, Alfred getting shut down. Onsite goes down. Gizmo gets confident to extend their way forward to EMP site, but Batman is here for no real reason. They're here at Garage, and they catch that kill. They still are a threat, but in the 1-2 trade aspect, say it's our series. Take the 7-3, map to victory, and lock in a 2-1 W over Ignite. Ignite gonna go and have their overall record bumped down to a 6-6 even. Aspect continuing to play well this season, going 7-2. They're certain to be tested again soon this season. I look forward to that matchup. But until then, that is it for me here on the desk. My name has been Nightfire with 2 E's, a stellar 2 hours of Breachers broadcasting. Hope you all enjoyed your time here. Subscribe to come back for more, I think tomorrow or Sunday. But until then, stay classy. Breachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory. Thanks for watching VRML.